The film begins in London in the early 2000s. A young boy, Quinn Abercrombie, visits his mother at a massive underground construction site. While the adults work, Quinn wanders off, slips through a damaged wall, and finds a hidden chamber buried deep in the earth. Nothing about it feels normal. Rock-like columns jut up from the ground, and the air stinks of something ancient. Quinn stares until a small flare ignites behind him. He turns and freezes. A gigantic dragon is waking. It looks entombed for centuries, and Quinn has walked straight into its den. The creature blasts him with searing heat. Quinn staggers back, his eyes burned, and runs to his mother. She splashes water over his face as workers head in to investigate. That choice becomes instant disaster. The men hear a heavy animal breath. Then the dragon erupts in a burst of fire, ripping through the site. Quinn and his mother run for an exit, but the beast smashes the structure, tears into the lift cage she's in, and flies off with it. Quinn is left behind in shock. He tries to wake his mother, but it's useless. She's gone. Around 20 years later, the world is almost unrecognizable. That one discovery triggered a global collapse. Dragons spread, cities burned, governments fell, and humanity was shoved to the edge. Most of the planet is ash and ruins, and the few survivors hide in scattered pockets from creatures that own the skies. Now grown, Quinn leads one group in England, living inside an old, fortified castle. Survival is discipline, quiet routines, careful farming, and never drawing attention. Dragons spread like wildfire. Towns vanished, cities became smoke, and anything loud or bright drew death from the sky. Survivors learned to live small, counting seeds, rationing water, and hiding underground whenever the air changed. Inside the castle, Quinn enforces strict schedules and silence drills because one careless shout can get everyone killed. Eddie's argument comes from fear. He says nearby camps have fallen, so grabbing food now is better than starving later. When Denton arrives, he doesn't just ask. His tone says he'll take what he needs. And when Quinn speaks to Alex, he admits he's spent years pulling children from burned villages, giving them rules that keep them alive. He warns her England isn't a battlefield anymore. It's a trap, and every loud victory can summon something worse. Out of nowhere, every crop matters. Every mistake matters more. Quinn is told Eddie Stax is stirring trouble again. Eddie wants to harvest early, arguing the world is finished and waiting is pointless. Quinn refuses because harvesting too soon destroys long-term survival. Creedy backs him, and Eddie storms off. Later, to give the kids something normal, Quinn and Creedy perform a goofy homemade Star Wars. Afterward, the children repeat Quinn's rule. If they see a dragon, they don't play hero. They run and hide. That rule exists for a reason. That night, Eddie steals the keys and sneaks out with several men to harvest anyway. At daybreak, Bardolph the lookout notices his birds acting strange. The usual first warning. In the fields, Eddie's group has barely started when a dragon appears in the distance. The alarm sounds. Inside the castle, people move fast with practiced order, rushing underground. Outside, Eddie and his men sprint for their truck, hoping to escape. They don't. The dragon destroys the vehicle and kills one of Eddie's young sons almost immediately. The others scatter, but the creature isn't focused on eating them. It starts burning the fields, wiping out the community's food. Fire traps the men on all sides. Then help bursts through the flames. Armored vehicles smash into the burning area, blasting water through heavy hoses. The rescuer leading it is Quinn. Even after Eddie disobeyed him, Quinn came out anyway to save them, but the escape is only partly successful. As they pull back, the dragon hits the lead truck, killing another of Eddie's sons, and Quinn is forced to retreat and abandon the field. That night, the castle feels grim. Quinn sympathizes with Eddie's loss. Creedy doesn't. Eddie ignored orders and endangered everyone. In this world, harsh truths are normal. Soon the radio operator catches a strange signal, and Bardolph spots a convoy approaching. This time, the threat is human. Tanks roll into view, far beyond anything the castle can match. A tough man steps forward to speak to the leader, Denton Van Zandt. Quinn meets him at the gate. Denton claims he rebuilt part of the American National Guard, crossed the Atlantic, and has spent years hunting dragons. Quinn doubts it, until Denton shows a massive dragon tooth. That part is real. Denton says his people need rest. Quinn hesitates, but refusal won't end peacefully, so he opens the gates. The tanks roll in, followed by a helicopter. Out steps Alex Jensen, Denton's pilot, sharp, capable, and used to death. Someone notes the men who jump from her helicopter usually don't last long. Later, Quinn presses Alex for Denton's real purpose in England. She won't say. If Quinn wants the truth, she tells him, he should hear it from Denton. Before that goes further, Bardolph's birds panic again. Another dragon is near. Denton's group moves fast. 3 men head out to place triangulators to build a tracking grid. Alex lifts off with 2 gunners and 1 volunteer meant to act as bait. From above, Alex still can't spot the dragon. Denton orders everyone to hold until the grid is complete. The first triangulator is set, then the second. Before the third can be placed, the dragon appears and kills the man carrying it. Hearing it over the radio, Quinn realizes the plan is collapsing. He grabs a horse, rides into the open, reaches the final spot himself, plants the third triangulator, and completes the setup. Now the hunters can read the dragon's movement, but the fight turns ugly. The dragon slams into the helicopter. The bait is thrown out, falls without deploying his wingsuit, and dies on impact. The gunners jump and fire huge nets. One snags a wing and briefly drags the beast down. For a moment it works. One gunner clears and opens his chute. The other is snatched from the sky. Even with those losses, Denton finally has his opening. He radios Quinn. The dragon is coming for him, and Quinn has to stay moving and pull it into range. So Quinn rides, tearing across open ground with the dragon thundering behind him. Denton waits for the perfect second, then fires a massive spear-like shot from his tank. This time it hits clean. The projectile rips into the dragon and sends it crashing down dead. After years of fear and retreat, humanity finally scores a real victory. For one night, the castle stops feeling like a graveyard. People laugh and crowd the hall because what just happened is almost unheard of. A dragon is dead. In this world, that is not a normal win, and most of the praise lands on Quinn for riding into danger and helping make the kill possible. Then Denton Van Zandt walks in and kills the mood. He doesn't accept the cheers. He looks disgusted. To everyone else, it feels like a miracle. To Denton, it feels like failure. He can't see past the men he lost, and he snaps at the crowd for celebrating while bodies are still fresh. Then he storms out, leaving the room silent. Quinn follows him and pushes for the truth. In private, Denton and Alex Jensen explain what they've learned. Every dragon they've killed has been female. That leads to one conclusion. There's probably only one male left, and he's the reason the species keeps spreading. Females lay the eggs, but the male fertilizes huge numbers at once. And Denton believes that male is in London, so this isn't just another hunt. Kill the male, and eventually the entire species dies with him. The next day, Denton asks the settlement for volunteers. Almost nobody agrees. Only 4 men step forward. Denton doesn't accept that. He orders his soldiers to grab the strongest men and drag them into the mission by force. Quinn finally snaps and attacks him. The fight is ugly and one-sided. Quinn has rage, but Denton is stronger and more experienced. He batters Quinn down and nearly finishes it before his men pull him away. As the unit leaves, Alex quietly slips Quinn something for the pain and swelling. She says almost nothing, but it shows she isn't as cold as Denton acts. While recovering, Quinn sees Jared trying to sneak off and follow the convoy. Quinn had pictured a future for that kid, but Jared wants to prove himself, and Quinn lets him go. Later, Quinn returns to the ruined fields and finds Jared there. The boy did leave, but fear caught up and he turned back. Quinn doesn't shame him. He's just relieved, and they return to the castle together. That night, Quinn can't forget what Denton said. He goes back to the dead dragon, cuts into it, and finds a single unhatched egg. That's enough. Now Quinn knows Denton wasn't chasing a theory. The females really were carrying eggs, which means the breeding male exists. Reckless or not, Denton might be right. If the male dies, the plague could end. Far from the castle, Denton's convoy reaches London. The city is wrecked, and the deeper they move, the clearer it becomes they're in the male's territory. Denton sends Alex to scout another route while the unit prepares for contact. Soon, flames flash in the distance. The Alpha has noticed them. At first, it sweeps past fast, changing direction, keeping them tense and exposed, more like it's studying them than rushing in. Then, it commits. Denton's men open fire with everything they have, but it makes no difference. This dragon is on another level. A continuous stream of fire tears through the convoy and erases it almost instantly. Vehicles explode, soldiers vanish, and years of preparation are wiped out in seconds. By the end, Denton is the only man left standing. When the flames finally clear, he's covered in ash and bleeding, staring at a street of burning wrecks. Even he looks shocked at how fast the convoy disappears, and the nightmare isn't finished. Back at the castle, Quinn's horse reacts before anyone understands why. Then the Alpha arrives over the settlement. Fire smashes across the walls, towers ignite, and the last safe place these people had starts coming apart. Everyone rushes for the underground shelter. Creedy takes charge of the evacuation, fighting to keep panic under control. Quinn rides back, sees the castle burning, and runs inside to help, shoving as many children as he can toward the bunker. Creedy stays behind longer, trying to bring in a few more people. He doesn't make it. The dragon's final blast catches him outside and kills him instantly. Worse, the heat turns the bunker's metal door into a sealed slab, trapping survivors behind it. Quinn slams against it from inside, but it won't budge. The people below can only sit in darkness, listening to the crackle of fire, the collapsing stone, and the screams fading into smoke above them. Hours later, the metal finally shifts. The door opens. Outside stand Denton and Alex, battered, exhausted, and clearly the only two who survived London. When the bunker door finally opens, nobody steps out into safety. They step into the remains of a life that no longer exists. The castle is finished, towers gone, walls blackened, everything reduced to smoke and broken stone. Quinn goes straight to Denton with something he can say for certain. He knows where the big one stays. It all fits now. The egg inside the dead dragon. His childhood memories. The underground site in London where this nightmare began. The breeding male has been hiding near the original discovery all along, and Quinn isn't stopping Denton anymore. He's going with him. Before leaving, Quinn gathers the survivors and names Jared as the one to take charge after him. It isn't a speech. It's Quinn accepting he may not return, handing the future to someone else before stepping away from it. Then, they move. Quinn, Denton, and Alex take the helicopter to London. In the ruined city, Quinn guides them toward the buried zone tied to his childhood. They land and push on foot through wreckage, and notice something strange. The dragons nearby aren't attacking. They sit on rooftops and shattered buildings, watching from every angle, but they stay still, like they're waiting for something more important than 3 humans. Then that something arrives. The male appears, and he's on a different scale entirely. He's so huge the other dragons look like lesser creatures around their king. He even feeds on the females around him, like the city belongs to him. It confirms Denton was right, and this is the one that has to die. When the male moves off, they go deeper underground. With flares cutting the darkness, they follow tunnels until they reach a vast shaft rising through the old construction site. This isn't just a nest, it's the center of it. Denton lays out the final plan. You can't just shoot this thing and expect it to drop. The scales are too thick. The only soft target is underneath, around the chest and belly, and it's exposed only when the dragon lifts up to breathe fire. So everything comes down to timing. Draw it in, wait for that split second, and drive an explosive bolt into the weak spot. They split around the shaft, taking positions along metal walkways and broken levels. Quinn pauses near the area tied to his mother's death. Denton tells him not to bury that pain. Use it. Quinn steadies himself and moves on. Then the dragon feels them. It circles the shaft, and every wing beat throws violent gusts through the chamber. As Quinn shifts position, he drops one explosive bolt and it clatters down to a lower level. Now, they have less room for error. Denton forces the moment. He shouts, draws the dragon's attention, and fires. The bolt hits, but not the kill spot. It only enrages the beast. The male turns on him instantly. Denton goes all in at close range, but the dragon catches him before he can land the real strike. In a blink, Denton is gone. The mission collapses. Alex loses her footing and crashes onto a lower level, injured. Quinn reaches her, drags her into cover, and shields her while the dragon floods the shaft with fire, sweeping the levels to smoke them out. Quinn realizes hiding won't save them, so he makes the dragon focus on him. He steps out firing and becomes the target, buying seconds however he can. Quinn runs through the broken structure while the dragon tears after him, barely escaping blast after blast. Then he sees it, the bolt he dropped earlier. That mistake becomes the whole fight. Quinn sprints, grabs it, loads the crossbow, and turns to face the dragon. No backup, no one else to take the shot. The dragon rises, ready to fire. Quinn waits. At the exact moment, it pulls back and exposes the softer underside. Quinn fires straight into its chest. A second later, the charge detonates inside the creature. That's the end of the alpha. The male jerks, roars once, and crashes down into the shaft. For the first time in years, the thing at the top of the nightmare is finally dead. Alex, hurt but alive, reaches Quinn and looks down at the body. She tells him he's truly become a dragon slayer. Then the film jumps forward. A few months pass and the difference is obvious. Under Jared's leadership, the community is rebuilding. Fields growing again, children outside again. The biggest sign is simple. 3 months have passed without anyone seeing a dragon. That silence means hope. Quinn and Alex stand together, looking out over land that's starting to breathe again. Alex jokes about how much more hopeful Quinn seems now, and Quinn just looks ahead and smiles at a world that might finally have a future.